Hi everyone, welcome to Shayna Shows You Stuff. If you ever ended up with some extra lemons or limes and you don't have a use for them right away, but you don't want them to go to waste, I have the solution for you, or at least we're going to try this experiment anyway. I haven't done this before, so we'll see how it turns out. I have a bunch of limes, as you can see here. We purchased from a flash food app from the superstore, which is like a whole box of produce, which was all those limes were in here as well. This whole thing was $5. So it's food that's still good, and you can see like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's going to go soon, so they offer it in boxes as a discount. So it's a really, really good deal and a way to spread your budget out. But now I'm left with a bunch of limes, and I'm actually not going to use them all right away. So I decided to pickle them. First off, these have all been washed and cleaned. You're also going to need a sterile jar, some salt. So this is just coarse pickling salt. That's because it has no ingredients or additives to it. And that is really important because what we are going to do is a lacto ferment. And we have our water, which is all pre-measured. I have a weight to hold them down so that they can ferment and remain under the water, also an important fact. I have a silicone lid that is going to allow gas to get out. If you can see, it's got a little nipple on it. My hands are clean. It's going to allow gas to get out, and air is not going to get back in. And then we have our mason jar ring. So first off, how did I pre-measure this water? Well, it's a simple trick. Don't just get a bunch of water because you don't want to make more solution than you're going to need. So all I did was fill the jar with my limes that I'm going to use, just like so. And these are actually going to stay here because this is us making it right now. Fill the jar with the limes we're going to use. And then you're going to take it to your sink. It's important not to use a chlorinated water, so I am on a well here. If you are not on a well, you can either leave your water to sit overnight and let the chlorine vaporize off of it, or you can buy some distilled water, and that will work just as well. But today we are using my tap water because I am on a well. So I previously filled this up with limes, and then I added water up to the level that I wanted. And it turns out that it is 4 cups. It's important to know how much because that's how we're going to determine how much salt to put in. So I am going to do this a little different than they did in the show. I'm going to add this right away. Add my water right in. 4 cups is going to just cover it. It's really important also to use a wide mouth jar because as these limes ferment, they're going to get a little bit plumper. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Now here's the important measuring part with the salt. We're going to use 3/4 of a tablespoon per cup of water. I have a tablespoon measure, so I'm just going to roughly eyeball it. You can use 3/4 of a tablespoon to a tablespoon. So we're just going to roughly eyeball it. You can measure it exact if you're more comfortable with that, but as you can see, I'm almost to a tablespoon, not quite. 3 and 4. This was 4 cups of water, so we're going to put 4 measures of salt in. That's all that goes in here, folks. And then we add our weight. This weight is going to hold it down. It's going to hold the limes down. It can be tricky to get out later. I'm going to try this. This part's a super experiment. All right. So we need to mix the salt up, and I'm just going to shake my jar until the salt is all mixed in. You can see that's pretty good. It doesn't even let the water out. So I'm just going to continue to do this until the salt is completely absorbed into the water. And this is now going to sit I'm going to say probably for 2 weeks to 4 weeks. I'm going to check it every now and then and see. And after that, it can just continue to sit and your limes will continue to ferment a little bit, but they shouldn't do any damage to them. They'll be perfectly fine just sitting in your cupboard. I prefer a dark cupboard so that the light doesn't affect the solution. And they can sit in your cupboard until you're ready to eat them. If they start to taste a little bit too vinegary, or you're starting to notice the flavor change a little bit, you can always pour them, or store them, not pour them. You can store them right in your fridge in this container, just like this. And we will see how these turn out. So I'm gonna let them sit in my cupboard, and I will get back to you in about a month, and we'll see how they taste. Cheers, everybody. Like, subscribe, and comment to help me continue to make these for you, and offer any suggestions that you want to see me, if you have something you want to see me do. I'd love to hear it. Thanks, and have a great day, everybody. Bye.